Bing bong. I connected to YouTube? Okay. Alright. Alright. Is that legible? Is that even fucking legible? Okay. Oh, I need like some. Ah. Is that how I want to do it? I think that's probably good enough. That's probably good enough. Where'd I put my phone? Shit. I think I left it in the other room. Oh well. Alright. Damn, I got all this food and I don't know what to watch on Netflix. Hey. Hey. Look who came in to save the day, huh? Look who came in to save the day. The Lord heard your cries. Here we are. Here we are. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a few days. You know how life is. Get busy. But here I am. Here I am. We're back. All is well. All is well. How's it going with you, Kumquat? How is it going? We need to play more Battlefield. They added a new map and whatnot. Balance changes. I think like the M4 is really good. I watched this one video on it. I like the guns, the Battlefield guns, last night. Yeah, I think I fell asleep through it.
It's S tier for the way that...
According to this guy, Enders, who I guess grinded out like most of these guns. Receive schedules once again swung back into the nocturnal direction, so I'm down until it swings back in the other direction. Sounds good. I've been playing a lot of Arc Raiders, a little bit of Tarkov, and then Battlefield is bringing it up in the flank. So this is his tier list. The M433 is like really good now, apparently. Which I think it's really good too. I started using it even before the patch. The DRS was always really good, now it's even better. DR7 fucks in close range. Anyway. I think the cord is S tier though. I would crank that into S tier. Yeah. Maybe drop... Yeah, the Mini Scout is S tier too. That gun fucks. I would maybe drop the NVO down to A tier. It's good, but I don't think it's as versatile as the cord. I think the cord is just so good. Other than that, I think it's a pretty solid tier list. I would disagree with the AK-205. I think I'd put that into A or B tier. Probably A tier. It's just, you can laser beam people full auto. People are not ready for that, like, that level of accuracy. If anyone on any tier list is any category S tier heavy, I question everything. Yeah, you can't have... Yeah, AK-205 is where it belongs. I don't know. I've had a lot of success with that gun. But yeah, it's good to have a lot of really good guns, but they can't all be S tier because it's all relative. S tier is like meta defining, you know? You can't have all the snipers on the same level. That doesn't make any sense unless they're all the same. Like, I'd probably drop the M277 down to A tier or somewhere A or B. It's really solid, but I don't think it's meta defining. Same thing with like the M240. It fucks in close range, but the recoil and spread is too high to use it at range. I would probably put the M433 in A tier. I would keep the M4, I think, in S tier. The SG553, I would probably keep in S tier. SCW is definitely an S tier. Maybe drop the MP5 to A tier. And then A tier, honestly, I think I would drop the RPK to B tier. I don't think it's as good as it seems. I think it's competent, but I don't think it's incredible. The KTS, I would maybe put it in A tier, just because it excels at what it's good at. Like, it's just so good at long range. It's an absolute laser beam. I wouldn't take it close range, but if you find a nice little spot and you just post up there and just start banging people, that's pretty good. Trey, is it true the Russians have a video of your president sucking dick? That's kind of funny. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I kind of think it. I don't think it's likely though. Look. We talk shit all the time. You talk about like the kind of stuff people say in Discord messages. I think Epstein was doing the same thing. I think Epstein was probably just fucking around a little bit. But who knows? It just doesn't. And I'm not defending Trump. I'm very critical of Trump. But it just doesn't sound like him. Trump thinks he's the guy, you know, he's the man. The man doesn't suck another man's dick. That doesn't sound like what a man would do. SL9 has a heavy reload time, but flaps on every other metric. Yeah, SL9 is really solid too. Where he put it in C tier? I don't know if I agree with that. I think it's at least B. You think he did suck Bill's glizzy? We'll see. Do you think Trump reverses all the tariffs? I don't know. They call him Taco for a reason. Trump always chickens out. Maybe, maybe not. The thing is, if he reverses the tariffs, his base would destroy him. He's already not doing well. He kind of needs to give some red meat to his base. So, because I think a lot of people are waiting to see if he will or not. A lot of foreign investors, companies, they're just waiting, you know? They're not sure if they should invest or if they should pull money out because it's just so volatile. So, apparently he already spent the money from tariffs, so if he does, well, you know, it's an ongoing thing, you know, you keep making money from tariffs. So as long as there are imports, that'll be another revenue stream. But look, we're bankrupt anyway. America's where we have a what is it up to? $36 trillion deficit or debt, sorry. So we're already kind of cooked. Anyway. I'm wondering what his thought process was putting everything in S tier. Well, you can watch a video. But yeah, we're bankrupt, dude. Like, we got this enormous deficit, enormous debt. Yeah, we're kind of cooked. We're kind of cooked, man. It's not looking good. Not looking good at all. But dude, honestly though, like I have to agree. I do think like in Battlefield, like there are a lot of really usable guns. The only like gun that I think is like utter dog shit that should be like either deleted or something is probably this DMR, the LMR. Other than that, like I think everything else is usable. Usable at least, like to pretty decent. Like, definitely some guns that need buffs, but... Let me see here. Okay. All right. This is crazy, man.
And finally, on anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism in America has reached a dangerous tipping point. Jewish Americans are facing threats, harassment, and violence at levels we have not seen in generations. And as I have said many times in this chamber, anti-Semitism is the canary in the coal mine. Where there's anti-Semitism, there lurks white supremacy and other pernicious forms of hate. Well, 3 days ago, the President of the United States declined to condemn Nick Fuentes' hateful views and defended Tucker Carlson's decision to give Fuentes a platform. The President was asked about his thoughts on the interview. He declined to condemn Nick Fuentes. That is disgusting.
Oy vey.
For Donald Trump to excuse and protect the spread of Nick Fuentes' ideology confirms what many of us have long said. White supremacy and anti-Semitism are taking deep roots, unfortunately, within the Republican Party. Just as we saw from the leaked texts of young Republicans, just as we saw from text messages of administration officials, the Nick Fuentes saga on the right reveals that anti-Semitism and white supremacy have been growing, disturbing currency within the right.
What other streamer has this much aura? It's actually crazy. You know, there was this big controversy. I guess it's an ongoing controversy, where it's right around that time where they have the streamer awards. And it's essentially like a bunch of Twitch streamers, like Cutie Cinderella, I think, hosts it. And she came under fire because, you know, she said she didn't want to include any, like, controversial streamers. And so, like, Asmongold, his stream has also been blowing up, wasn't nominated. And Hassan, whom, you know, I don't like Hassan, but he also wasn't nominated. And, of course, you know, Nick, who's had his channel blow up this year, he's averaging, like, 55,000 live viewers at like midnight. Like, obviously he doesn't get a mention, but I saw that Nick, or rather Aiden Ross and Asmongold, said that they're going to host their own streamer awards and they're going to nominate Nick as the #1 streamer of the year. I think that's a W. I mean, dude, what other streamer has this kind of influence? You have a sitting senator crying about Nick for what? Because he makes jokes on the internet? Because he live streams from his living room? Like, calling to ban him, calling to censor and disavow Nick. Like, who else has that kind of aura, man? Public enemy #1. It's crazy. I don't know, man. That's cultural impact right there. But,
right wing and within the right wing of the Republican Party. But I know
they've never done this. They've never done this to any other American. We've never seen this before. We've never seen Congress put out a proposed resolution to, like, censor or disavow an American citizen. This has never happened. At least to my knowledge, this has never happened before. Insane, dude. It's actually insane.
Of everyone on the Republican side, especially not for many Republicans in this chamber. Therefore, I will soon lead a resolution here in the Senate rejecting Nick Fuentes and his white supremacist views, condemning Carlson's platforming of hate, and condemning anti-Semitism and white supremacy wherever.
Oy vey.
In the coming days, I will work to grow support for my resolution. so the Senate can take a clear stand against hatred and anti-Semitism. I hope my Republican colleagues will join me in this effort and co-sponsor this resolution. Calling out anti-Semitism should not be a partisan issue. In fact, when we refuse to condemn anti-Semitism, when we stay silent and fail to reject anti-Semitic rhetoric, when we normalize hateful figures spewing disgusting anti-Semitism, that is when anti-Semitism spreads throughout society like a poisonous wildfire. Americans don't want to see that happen, so my resolution will give every senator, every single senator, a chance to make an important stand against hatred. The country must see us unite and fight this awful form of bigotry.
Dude. You know, the funny thing is, I look at Senator Schumer, and I'm, you know, to wonder what his motivations are. I think obviously first and foremost he's Jewish, and you know they've been kvetching about anti-Semitism for a long time, and he really wants to snuff out all of this criticism of Israel and criticism of Jewish power. Like, that much is obvious. But I do wonder if part of this is motivated, like he does want to, I think, split the GOP. I think that's part of what this is. Because it is, this issue is dividing the GOP. And that's a good thing, ultimately. But I think some of the political maneuvering here is just that. It's partisan politics. But I do think that this will blow up in his face. Because it's so unprecedented, it's so egregious. It's like, doesn't this kind of just prove Nick right? When Nick talks about, like, Jewish power, that there's a Jewish fifth column, doesn't this just kind of prove his point when you've got a sitting senator that's proposing legislation to disavow? I don't even know what is even in his proposed resolution. I guess I'd have to read it. But this is like unprecedented. Doesn't that just prove Nick's point? Where's the self-awareness, man? They've never, I have to keep saying that, they've never done this before. This has never been done. It's crazy, man. Talk about a generational run. Oh,
how can she improve?
Dude, Clavicular's been going on a run too. This barbecue tastes so good. Did you get ribs or something?
Well, her mid face is way too long. Obviously, she's got the jowls coming in, horrible nasolabial folds, you know, horrible total facial width to height ratio, just really bad age indicators. But obviously, at 30,
dude,
that's not something really that's going to surprise me. Her upper maxilla is super recessed, horrible infraorbitals. That's why your under eyes are coming in like hell. Really recessed chin. You know, all the facial convexities are wrong. Her radix is recessed. You know, moving on. Honestly, there's not a single good thing about her face. So her alar base, the width of her nose is incredibly large. Her nasal bridge is incredibly wide. You know, obviously you've got bimaxillary protrusion. So, you know, your bite is all off. Just everything is wrong.
That's fine.
Yeah, so just, I would rate you the lowest, definitely on the panel.
Why are you not a surgeon?
What's the number?
I would arguably say like 1.5 or 2, like genetic defect, dead end.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm actually writing this shit down. Okay.
Okay, so I would give her a 4.5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Honestly, it's just, I would say, no, actually I'll give her a little bit higher. I would say probably a 5, but maybe in terms of the body fat, that could come down a little bit once you leaned out a little bit, once you got a little bit more facial angularity. You know, lower your body fat percentage. I would say you'd actually be pushing up to like a 5.5 maybe.
Quick question. Do you believe in eugenics? Yeah, you do. Okay.
That's a loaded question. That's a complex one. That's
what
just
is
not
eugenics?
that's not really a yes
he's
or no
racist,
answer.
yeah.
No. That's
I am.
Yeah.
That's it. That's not a yes or no
And
question.
that's fine. I mean, he's saying he believes in eugenics, so. I'm just saying.
You said that. Okay, but a 5
But
is
you
an
didn't
average.
answer no, so
A
if
fi-
it was a no, it would have been a no.
It's a complex question, lady. So for you to think that everything falls into a binary yes or no, you're just a retard. So moving on.
Right.
Okay, shut the fuck up. But anyway, so let's move on. 5 out of 10 is average.
You know, I do feel like kind of ambivalent about clavicular. Like on the one hand, like, look, yeah, these hoes need to be put in their place. These hoes need to be put in their place. That's a W. On the one hand, I think it's like there's something Faustian about pushing the limit. The looks max, like how far can we push the looks maxing, you know? We're pioneers, we're conquerors, we're explorers. We're meant to push limits. And so it's interesting to see like how far can clavicular take this, you know? How high can he ascend on his looks maxing journey? On the other hand though, look, you don't want to fly too close to the sun. Also, how much of it is real though? How much of clavicular is just like engagement farming? Like, is he actually like gonna do jaw surgery and like limb extension surgery? Is that all real or is that just like bait? Is that just clip farming? Like, I genuinely wonder. Like, I was watching his video earlier, his full supplement protocol. And it's just like a mile long. Like, look at this. This is what he's fucking taking like every day. Taking testosterone. He's also taking meth, as in methamphetamines, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I guess it's kind of like Adderall. The two are very close. It's like one, what is it? One polymer, well, not polymer. There's like one different chain that doesn't exist in Adderall. But, dude. So it's like, I don't know if it, somewhere between like this, between all of this and the surgeries and like, you know, breathing through your nose, taking a few supplements is probably like the right balance. I think there's some line that is, I don't know exactly where that line is, but I think there's some line that is being crossed, you know? Does he actually take all of that, or is he selling that stack? He says he takes all of this. I don't think he's selling this. Like, you can't sell like Adderall or methamphetamines. So according to him, this is and again, I don't know if this is real or not. Like, I don't know if this is bait. I don't know if this is engagement farming. It's like same thing, because he says he wants to get like double jaw surgery and like limb extensioning surgery in Turkey. Like, how much of that is real? The only thing he sells is a dream. Kumquat over here. Chud cell. 5'6" crying at the ascended Chad. Seething.
Even though it's a DHT derivative, because it's less androgenic and less of an issue in terms of your hair.
Yo, what's up,
than
SSB? How's it going, dog?
DHT, right? Masteron. So,
It was kind of a late stream today. I been a little busy lately, but this guy is nuts, dude. It's like there are things I like about his content, and I'm somewhat ambivalent. I think not to be like a concern friend, but I think he might be taking it a little too far. I think like fucking around with like amphetamines and testosterone, especially at a young age. And it's like, and his thing is like, well, as long as you're not retarded about it. It's like, yeah, I think everyone who's ever done like meth has probably said that at some point. You're just jealous, let him cook. That's kind of where I'm at. It's like, I can't say I approve of everything that he's doing, especially with a young, impressionable audience. But I will watch his career with great interest. like, I want to see where this is gonna go. Is he gonna ascend? Is he gonna turn into this like aesthetic Giga Chad freak of nature, or will it crash and burn? Is Icarus flying too close to the sun? What's up, Mr. Forge? Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Don't forget. A lot of this is performative. He's probably laughing when he turns off the stream. I think it's somewhere in between there. I don't know how much of this is real. Because you see the level of like engage, like people are like getting rage baited so hard. Like seriously. Like you see like boomers and like sub fives. This guy wears makeup. He's a homo and shit like that. Is that real? I don't even know if he wears makeup or not. Is he actually taking testosterone? Is he doing all these surgeries? I kind of think it's a bit, to be honest. I don't know if this stack is real or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Or maybe somewhere in the middle. Maybe some of the stack, maybe the surgeries are real, maybe they're not. But it's almost like, dude, the reaction to clavicular is almost more entertaining than like the content itself. Let him take enough meth to go to the moon. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, let's just watch, man. You know, this is a good case study. I'm sure there's a lot we can learn from all of this. Wow, Reason. Yeah, what's up, Smelly? No, he debated GG33 and he crashed out. He wears makeup. Well, GG33 is like a retard. He's like a fat, like, you know, like Jewish retard selling numerology and shit. And look, my stance on all of that and the numerology and astrology is you shouldn't fuck with it. You should not fuck with that stuff. I do think that there's some aspect of it that is real. It's just like magic and like demons. Like I think the devil is real, for example, and demons are real. I think there is an ethereal. I think there is a, you know, another dimension to all of this. And but ultimately, that kind of stuff is idolatrous. You know, you're putting your faith in numbers. You shouldn't put your faith in numbers. You shouldn't consult the stars and the numbers. You should consult God. So anyway, makeup is pretty not a thing normal dudes do. Yeah, I can't say I've ever worn makeup before outside of like an occasional thing where like I'm on camera or something, like you know, like on a set or something. Like that's about it. I'm not an actor or anything. I feel like I did hear him confess to wearing a bit of makeup. Yeah, he does. Does anyone believe he is taking meth? Maybe AJ's blue meth, but not pure meth. I think does he talk about it here?
The androgenicity is a little bit different. You know, the effects on the hairline.
Mellow track confirmed, yeah. But if you do fuck around with it, come back and report what happens if the demons appear to you. Yeah. That's why it's like I'm watching with great interest. It's like, you know, is he going to ascend or will he crash and burn? Will he ascend too high? Same with the Ouija board. That shit is just asking for trouble. Yeah, dude. The way, you know, it had me thinking. Because you don't want to make the Faustian bargain. There is the Faustian man, the man that will push the limit. Pioneer, explorer, inventor. A man that can do it all. Truly above the rest. Seizes the world and molds it to his will. And that's all well and good. That's awesome and stuff. But you don't want to make the Faustian bargain. You don't want to make a deal with the devil and sell off your humanity for all of this, for some otherworldly knowledge or power. You know, many people have journeyed on this path, have embarked on this journey with good intentions. You know, the road to tragedy is paved with good intentions. And many have thought that they are in control, that it's going to be different, they're not going to be retarded about it. But it's like, how many, you often see, it's like, with a lot of these people, it's often never enough. You can always be more aesthetic. You can always be leaner. You can always have more muscle mass. You can always be a little taller, a little more proportionate. And maybe just one more surgery will do the trick. And at some point, somewhere in your life, you just have to accept what you are. You just have to have the humility to say, you know what, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to have imperfections. It is what it is. I'm limited. We're flawed. That's part of life. And I do think it's kind of funny. It's like, look at what must be done to like mimic a fraction of the Chad's power. Inside, you'll always be a Chud. Inside, you'll always be a sub 5, no matter how much you work and mew and no matter how many surgeries you go through, you'll always be a sub 5. Look at the amount of effort that you have to go through to compete with the Chads that just are, you know? They don't strive, they just are. They just are already. So there's something about that, about just the nature of what you are. And no matter what you are, I think you have to, at some level, have the humility to accept that. Push your limits, push the boundaries, sure. But there are real limits. So. You should have seen Mello's mullet. It was a thing of, what is with the mullet? What is with the mullet? I never had a mullet in my life. That's crazy. He looks 30 years old. Yeah, it's, I don't know. And it look, if you look closely, it doesn't, and I'm not trying to be a D1 hater here, but it doesn't look like he has like the best skin ever. It's like, it doesn't look porcelain or anything. I don't know. But I think his content's funny. I think, you know, you might say maybe some of it is passé. You know, okay, like we've dunked on horrors for a while now, but it must continue to be done. We must continue to dunk on the horrors. It's our obligation. And I think that this is just such a unique and novel way to do it. He's dismantling these horrors like biologically. He's going through their physiognomy and going through all their defects and imperfections and just picking them apart like surgically. That's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. All these hoes that these simps will pedestalize. So that's a W. So that's why I was in San Francisco during the Big Drag convention. You got me. Is it a sin to summon a demon just to throw a holy water balloon at it? Yeah, probably. I don't think you want to summon demons. I don't know. I don't think you can really trick demons like that, though. It's almost like hubris to assume that you can trick demons. Like, demons are like 10,000 IQ, multi-dimensional beings. They're smarter than you. You cannot trick demons. You really can't trick the devil. They have access to more information than you do. So don't try. So yeah, I would say it probably is a sin, but I'm not. I don't have the official word on that. As a middle child, I accepted everything at 7, 8 years old. Yeah. Hope. If you strive, your soul always was the perfect 10. Is there hope for sub 5s? No, you're cooked. Imagine someone watches his content and puts their kid on this routine at birth. That's what I'm wondering. Like, look, there's some utility that could be gained from this. I'm taking notes. I'm like, well, hopefully someday I'll have kids, and I'm going to look at my son. I'm like, I got to get you on a protocol. I'm going to be like, you know, we got to get you on, got to get your creatine in, got to get your caffeine in, you know, we got to make sure, hey, are you breathing through your fucking mouth? What did I fucking tell you about breathing through your fucking mouth? Okay? Eat your veggies and don't breathe through your, if I catch you again, I'm taking away your Xbox 1080, whatever the fuck they're up to whenever I'm a dad. I'm taking away your PS9. Oh, Dad, you're such a fucking asshole. Maybe I want to breathe out of my mouth. Maybe I like the way the dusty air tastes. You ever think about that, Dad? Fucking asshole. Why do I have to? Maybe I want to be fat. No son of mine is going to be fat. Not in this fucking household. You can run to school. You can run home. You can run home from school. I'm not picking your ass up. I'm not picking a fat kid up. No son of mine is, no fat person is getting inside of my car on the way home from school. Now eat your fucking veggies. I'm locking you up in the basement until you drop 10 pounds. And if I catch you eating the mattress, I'm going to electrocute you like Hassan and his dog. The V-neck shirts are kind of not it. Who's wearing a V-neck? I'm not wearing a V-neck. I think V-necks are okay as long as they're not deep. Oh, wait, was he wearing one in this one? Oh, this one. I'm kind of ambivalent. There's nothing wrong with a shallow V-neck. I would go with a deep V-neck, though. I don't think that's aesthetic, to be honest. But that's just my personal taste. James Stokes looking at Melo. That's crazy. Can you imagine the Aryan super soldier that would come from that? That's what I'm saying. Somewhere there's the line. We just need to find it. We just need to find where that line is. You know? Like, I don't think we should go through cosmetic surgery and all that. Your kids will still come out ugly. So I don't think you have to go through. And like the bone breaking stuff. Like, do you see that? The bone breaking, like the beating your fucking your brow ridge with the hammer, try to like induce bone growth, to have a more defined brow ridge, which is more masculine, or like same with like the cheekbones. I mean that just seems like bullshit to me. At least if you're an adult. If you're a kid, maybe if your bones are still growing, but I don't think that's really backed by science at all. I think that sounds like Jewish trickery to me. That sounds like some Jewish like physiognomist went out there and said, I'm gonna get these dumb goy to beat their heads in with hammers. That'll be so funny. And then these guys are fucking beating their heads with a hammer. I'm gonna be a fucking 10. I'm gonna be a Giga Chad. I'm ascending. I don't know. It's something about that. I don't know. That's a tough sell. If there's some science behind there, if there's some truth behind there, you're really going to have to sell that one to me. Bro speaking from his bedroom. Respect the grift. It's funny content. It is funny content. It is. Like, I don't know if it's real, like how much of it is real or not, but I'm kind of enjoying the ride. Demons are old. What are you going to say that is new? Nothing is new under the sun. Demons have all the traps. It's your dream, not mine. No son of mine. No son of mine is going to be ugly. You've got to look smack, son. I'm telling you, I'm preparing you for the real world. You can't see the real world yet. You're not old enough. One day you'll know I'm right. I'm sitting there, I'm fucking like, I'm sitting there drinking beers, receding hairline. Ah, fuck, I spilled my Coke. Damn it. I guess that's what I get. Beating my wife. Damn it, Cheryl! Clean this shit up! If Coach put me in the fourth quarter, we'd be state champs, no doubt about it in my mind. My son's gonna be a Chad. My son's gonna be a Chad, damn it. I don't care what it takes. I don't care what it fucking takes. Look at this. Look at the mess you guys made. You made me do this. This is your fucking fault. I got Coke all over my desk. Great. Fucking awesome. Luckily, got these Clorox wipes here. Just for this occasion. Ugh. No son of mine is gonna be fucking ugly or fat. If you're ugly or fat, you're out of the house. You hear me? Ugh. A glimpse into Melo's childhood. What the hell did I just start? What do you mean? You didn't start anything. Give yourself too much credit, kumquat. Ugh. The Asian side is speaking. I'm just gonna be like a drunk, washed up old dad. I don't even drink. Fucking pissed off. Huh. Ugh. Just like the uncle in Napoleon Dynamite, just living through the glory days, you know, reliving the high school peak or whatever. I remember when AF was. I remember when AF was on Cozy TV. I was there. All you youngsters have no idea. You guys have no idea. Okay, Gramps. Okay, Unc. Let's get your meds. Come on, it's past your bedtime. I was there when Nick had 2,000 live viewers. Yeah, Uncle Rico. Yeah. You want to watch me throw a football over the mountains? I'm getting CRISPR babies. My kids will be genetic freaks of nature. Imagine. Even veggies / produce in the USA is covered with toxins and organic labels cannot be trusted. Also, over farming too, if you're not careful, can reduce the nutrients in your veggies as well. Yeah. There's toxic shit in fucking everything, man. Your Wi-Fi is giving you brain cancer, okay? 5G is hurting your fertility if you keep your phone in your pocket. That's just radiation. If you touch receipts, you're getting these little chemicals that can fuck up your hormones. Increasing estrogen production in your body. That's not good. You drink out of a plastic bottle, you're getting little nanoplastics that go directly into your brain and balls. So at some point you kind of have to accept we're all just kind of cooked. We're all just some various degree of cooked. It is what it is. Bro, you can never be a 10. Even Tom Brady lost his old lady to her BS. Even the Giga Chad. Like, you cannot find, like, how many guys are higher status than Tom Brady? That's why you cannot you cannot marry these fucking whores, man. Like, I guess in a certain sense, man, it is kind of his fault. He is the victim in all this, but look, why would you marry a snake? What did you expect? Shut up! Silly woman! It's literally the snake story. It's like, what did you expect would happen? When you marry these promiscuous whores, it's like, do you not know what you're buying? Do you not know what you're getting yourself into? You can't be fucking stupid. You either learn when you're young, or you make the mistake yourself and learn when you're old. And it's a lot harder to recover when you're old. Especially if you've got kids. So, yeah. Girls got the goon wipes on deck. They're Clorox wipes, man. They're Clorox fucking wipes. They're abrasive. They're not nice. They don't feel good to... If anyone is cleaning up their goon session with Clorox wipes, they're probably into some weird shit because that does not feel good on the skin. Bello has got to go back to the freeway off-ramp and buy more Mexican pop from Julio. It's the best. Welcome back, Kumquat. Right next to the jerk. Okay. All right. Look, the jerk sleeve. Look, I have a glass mouse pad, okay? You guys understand? It's a glass mouse pad. So if I don't use the sleeve and it's a little humid in my room, especially if it's hot, then my arm will just stick. It'll just stick to the mouse pad. So. Has anyone ever seen this glass mouse pad? Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you the fucking glass mouse pad. You fucking dickhead. Okay, look. Here it is. All right? You happy? Look, this is a solid. This is solid. It's flat. All right? Okay? You satisfied? What type of headphones do I use? Please tell you more. I'm glad you asked. I use Hi-Fi Edition XS's hooked into a Bio K7 DAC amp via a 4.4 balanced triple win cable, audio cable. Guys, a whiteboard as a mouse pad. I can write myself little motivational messages, right, in Expo marker. You can do it. Every day is a good day. Don't forget to smile. What matters most is that you all have fun. Anyway, but I like this mouse pad. Okay, I love the way it feels, like in a way it plays. Like, you wonder why like I can click on heads so well. Like this has actually improved my aim a lot, unironically. And it's a lot better maintenance than like a cloth mouse pad. If you ever use a cloth mouse pad, they get gross. They get fucking gross. Okay, you get hair and skin and dust and all other kinds of goober embedded in the cloth. And sometimes it means you got to replace it, but other times it means you got to wash it. You want to wash your mouse pad, scrub it down. I could just wipe this fucking thing down and it's good to go. Way easier maintenance. It's way more consistent, so. It's Delarin, not glass. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I didn't ask. It's glass. It's all glass to me, okay? Anyway. What were we talking? Meth? We were talking about meth. Also, is the lighting better? I fucked around with some of the lighting. I need a shave, though. I do need a shave. How's the lighting look? Better? Worse? I feel like the green screen is harder to spot. Oh, there's like a little gap here. There's like a little gap. Is that better? Anyway. Is that why you wear the opera glove? Yeah, so my arm doesn't stick. It's nice and smooth. Kind of nerdy, but you know what? You know what's not nerdy? Those sick flicks I hit in Counter-Strike. It is what it is. You know, it's like whatever. What do you think about Nick saying Israel has no ties to Charlie dying? I know he's trying to be contrarian because of the Candace has said, but it's weird to you. I don't think he's trying to be contrarian at all. I just don't think there's evidence. You know, there's not enough evidence to say that Israel did it. You can make a case for it, and I've talked about this at length, but ultimately you just have to look at the facts. Why would Israel kill their top guy? You know, you can't just blame Israel for everything. You actually have to have the evidence to back it up. Otherwise, they're right. When all of these, like, you know, all these Jews and Israel firsters, when they say, like, it's low IQ anti-Semitism, you're proving them right if you make baseless accusations. So, why's it got a stain in the middle part? What are you talking about? Stain? There's no fucking stain. No stain. What are you talking about? There's no stain. You're just, that's slander. It has labeling. The Pulsar label is a Pulsar. I don't know what this is. I think ES. That, I don't know what ES means. I guess it's just a version of sleeve, but anyway. He was turning on them many times near his death on pods. I don't think he was really turning. I mean, he was kind of, look, he was seeing the way the wind was blowing, dude. Everyone is critical of Israel now. Everybody. If Charlie didn't adjust his messaging, he would have very quickly come under fire. And he would have no more platform. He'd have no more political goodwill or attaché. He'd have no more pull. He would quickly become irrelevant in the way that Ben Shapiro's quickly become irrelevant. And he's, you know, that's really what those text messages demonstrated. He was getting frustrated. He was getting frustrated with the Israeli donors and lobby. He said he would eventually have no choice but to, like, invite Tucker and Candace and whomever to Turning Point, his next Turning Point event. But that's really what his business is like. He has to stay relevant to stay in business. But no, I don't think he was going to be the most, I don't think he was about to turn into like the most vocal anti-Israel America firster on the platform. Look, he hated Nick until the day he died. He refused to give him any kind of platform and ridiculed people who did behind the scenes. So, look, and it's hard to say what would have happened. He's gone. It's very tragic. A lot of that is just speculation, though. We know what we know. We can't know what never happened. How's it contrarian if there's no evidence to begin with? That makes no sense. Yeah, it's just, everyone's just now jumping to conclusions that, like, you just need to follow the evidence. I agree, though, you can't blame everything. It's just strange. I think it's strange how a lot of people jumped on it so quickly. Like, literally, body wasn't even cold and people saying Israel did it. Yep, 100%. It's like, we don't even know who was the shooter. So, bro's showing how Hassan showed the shot caller. Oh, yeah, what? I'm just, like, covering up the fucking goon stains? Is that what you're saying? What kind of benefit does a sleeve have to gooning anyway? Like, what kind of, like, performance benefit would this even give you? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. I'm not even going to think about that. I just don't trust the mainstream narrative. It's BS. Yeah, and that's fine. Like, look, you can have skepticism on the mainstream narrative. That doesn't mean every alternative narrative is also true or equally valid. You know? We can't be dumb about this. We can't jump to conclusions. We can't just assume that because one theory is incorrect, that another theory is automatically correct. You actually have to make the case. You have to prove a positive. Disproving another thing that's unrelated is not the same thing as proving that this other alternative is true. He sleeves himself with recoil control. Not that kind of recoil control, you sick freak. You sick pervert. Charlie was doing the splits to keep these factions who distrusted each other together. Yeah, that's very true. And now look at the GOP. It's totally segmented. Nick and Candace and Tucker and, absorbed much of his audience. And now the GOP is being divided, like, straight down the middle. And I think that's much of what, like, Chuck Schumer is. I think he's somewhat of an opportunist. I think part of it is his Jewishness that led him to introduce this resolution to disavow Nick. But I do think part of it was politics. And there is some truth to the criticisms of the left that I really don't think they fully understand second and third order consequences. Because anyone could have looked at this, and it's stuff we've been saying for years. Anyone could have looked at this unprecedented proposal to disavow Nick. Never been done before. Never had any kind of resolution for calling for the disavowal, banning censorship of an American citizen. That's never happened before. Anyone could have told you this would have backfired, man. Doesn't this just vindicate Nick even more when he talks about this Jewish fifth column? And here's Chuck Schumer, a Jew, advocating on behalf of Jewish people, introducing a resolution in the Senate to disavow Nick, somebody that they consider an anti-Semite, and to disavow white supremacy. That just vindicates Nick on all fronts. So, yeah, I don't think they're thinking that far ahead, though. I think they're seeing this as an opportunity to help out Jewish people and attack the GOP. But I think that he's actually by dividing the GOP even more, because what is that going to do? It's going to force which senator is ever going to, like, what GOP senator is going to vote in favor of that? Do you think that, like, what has the GOP been running on for years now? They've been anti-censorship. They've been pro-free speech. So that would very much go against, and obviously they're hypocrites on that, but that would very much go against the rhetoric that they've been repeating for like a decade at this point. And so the base would absolutely destroy any senator that votes in favor of that resolution, any GOP senator that does that. But at the same time, the Jewish donor class, would probably try to primary any senator that doesn't vote in favor of that. So, and that's frankly a good thing. It's a good thing that people's loyalty like these senators, these Congress people, their loyalty is being tested right now. This is a good development. It will force them to either take the America First stance or to continue to be a shill for people like Chuck Schumer and the Jewish donor base. So it's very telling. And so Chuck Schumer forcing the issue, I don't think he understands. He's laying a trap that the GOP, all of these shills will fall directly into, and that will decide like how hard they will get attacked by the America First coalition, who needs to get primaried. So this is ultimately a good development. I still don't believe anything about it. It's just that I'll get swept on the rug quickly. We'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, I don't know if we'll ever know the truth, but it's not the first time. You know, Nick wants a copy of that resolution. Chuck Schumer is a Senate minority leader. Resolutions don't do anything, though. I mean, yeah, a lot of it's just theater, but I don't think that, like, is Nick going to get banned as a result? Is he going to get thrown into prison or something? Like, no, that's not realistic. It's theater. It's optics. And I think forcing this issue will actually help America First. That's just so funny. It's so funny to me. Talk about aura, man. How is Nick not streamer of the year? Are they talking about fucking Pokemon on the Senate floor? Are they talking about I think they're talking about Hassan Piker? That goober. So talk about aura. So dude, John
we
Doyle.
elected Trump to save our country. If Kamala Harris had won, we would have gotten amnesty for illegals. We would have gotten mass gun confiscation, generally total defeats. There's no aspect of your life.
Bro, instead you just have total allegiance to Israel. Just total allegiance to Israel. I'll trade you. You give me, what do we even get? What do we even get from this admin? Stale 2016 memes and edits. More H-1Bs in exchange for total allegiance to Israel. Fair trade, fair trade. At least it's not Kamala. Bro, John Doyle fucking sucks, man. He fucking sucks. Dude. Traitors. Weak men, traitors. Never forget those that capitulated, that sold out. What is this? And he's a face of Twitch? Yeah. Yeah, Hassan Piker, huh? What a guy. Nothing but, yeah, grape from the GOP, real. What is this? Freemason Lodge? What's that? What's going on there? Hey, whoa. What's that? What is that? Yeah, dude. Dude, Freemason lodges have stars of David on their walls. It's Judaism for the Goy. Yeah, Judaism for the Gentiles, yeah. Dude, imagine unironically being a Freemason. That's so fucking embarrassing. You're noticing a menorah? Yeah, pretty crazy stuff, huh? Yorm Hazoni.
Just a couple more characteristics about this this age group, unlike the older generation, they don't really know Jews. Like they know liberal Jews.
Why?
But
why not?
Because
I guess I don't need all these extra Tarkov tabs.
The entire Trump movement, the MAGA, the NatCon, right. the entire thing is itself a rebellion against established elites. So if you were being brought up in the old established elites, in the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, it was just kind of normal that all those people went on, on AIPAC trips or Federation trips to Israel, and you got a lot of contact with Jewish members of the coalition. And
there are Freemasons in your distant family, retards. That's rough. That's rough. They fought on the wrong team.
And it was normal. There's new elites in town. The right has thousands of young people, hundreds of them have gone into the administration, and they are new to a lot of things. And one of the things that they're new to is sitting around and talking to religious Jews or nationalist Jews. So this has not been, an important part of my my job description for decades. Running trips to Israel is not what I do. But in the last year, I've started experimenting with this together with friends. And I don't want to be too optimistic, but my experience with this so far is that many of them are open and interested to learn more.
But if a non-Jewish person were to say that, oh, that's anti-Semitic, you can't say that. What are you saying? Jews run the world? That's an anti-Semitic trope. Oh yeah, here's the clip I was talking about earlier.
Amaranth's husband and Asmongold to put on the Kick Award show. It's not going to just be Kick Awards.
Wait.
I'm going to team up with Amaranth's husband and...
Yeah, Amaranth's husband?
Asmongold to put on the Kick Award show. It's not going to just be Kick Awards.
I missed that part.
We're going to do Streamer Awards, and we're going to do the real awards. We're going to also give out clips to retards. Nick Fuentes deserves a fucking award, am I right? So we're going to give out awards to people on the internet who actually deserve awards. And non-biasness, none of that gay-ass bullshit. Oh.
Can I get your short opinion on Trump? Haven't been able to tune in for a while. Yeah, he kind of betrayed us all. He kind of let us all down, and he sold us out. He sold out, and it's kind of over. Yeah, this administration sucks. We're getting nothing. We're getting more H-1Bs. We're getting more aid to Israel. We're getting no deportations. The economy is in the shitter. And, it's just... Yeah, what is there really to get excited about? Do you think he gets voted out? Well, what, like impeached? I don't know, we'll see. Probably not, though. We'll see what happens in 28. Honestly, though, like, I'm not going to defend the guy. If the Democrats want to put him in prison, go ahead. So.
LA friends. We're going to give out some fucking awards to people that deserve some fucking awards. I'm going to team up with,
Yeah. I've never seen so many Trump supporters be so pissed. Yeah, man, they're all burning the MAGA hats and they're putting on AF hats. So, and, you know, the question was always going to be what comes after Trump. He was a springboard for bigger and better things. And that's why we've got Nick, we've got AF. That's where the motion is. I'm a 40-year-old unk, curious as a young man, How big is NJF among your demo? Huge. Fucking huge. It's like, it's funny to me, like, Nick, and I'm not even huge on TikTok. Like, I don't, by that I mean I don't like watch TikTok much at all. But like, Nick clips are blowing up everywhere. They're blowing up on TikTok, even through censorship. People always make new accounts and the clips always blow up. He's huge on Instagram. And I'm not even that young. So like people that are like in like high school, middle school, he's fucking everywhere. He like Groypers are the future. So yeah, it's a huge W. And this is also reflected in a lot of the stats. You know, young men are becoming more and more conservative. So that's a W. But they're becoming more right wing. Trump betrayed the Americans. Yeah, he owns the demo unk. Yeah, he does. Nick is, and that's why it's like, look, everybody recognizes that. Aiden Ross, who's also a huge streamer, you know, many of these other, like Asmongold, one of the, maybe the biggest streamer on Twitch, they're recognizing that. They're all everyone wants to collab with Nick now. Now that it's not like, you know, like collabing with Nick used to be like a nuclear bomb blows up your career. Now it's like, now that like he's broken into the mainstream, they can't contain it anymore. Now everybody wants to collab with him. And it's like you're either on that boat or like you're just like, you'll be cast aside, you know? If you're not on sides, like you'll just be called a slur and you'll just be irrelevant, you know? People have been A-logging Nick for years. Where are they now? So all of the motion is here. That's a huge W. That's a huge white pill. And yeah. You love to see that. Greta is more supportive of Trump than his own MAGA. That's probably true. Yeah, dude, MAGA's over. MAGA's dead. Officially. It's done. If you're talking to a young conservative that is anything more than a weekend warrior, it's safe to assume they watch Nick. Yeah. Yeah, it was, what was it? Was it the New York Times? Some publication came out recently. They estimated that like 30 to 40% of conservative Republican staffers are Groypers. And they admitted that's probably an underestimate. So, yeah, man. Nick, he already won. It's already over. We're just seeing the residuals. We're seeing the ripple effect. So, huge W. Rumble Nick gets 50,000 live viewers. Imagine if Nick was allowed on YouTube. Oh yeah, he'd be the biggest, easily the biggest political show. Dude, Candace gets like 100,000 live viewers. Fucking Candace. And like, yeah. On YouTube. Well, yeah, my wife Greta Thunberg, yeah. Yeah, now you know why. Yeah, so my kids with Greta don't come out looking like thumbs, you know? Don't come out looking like some kind of like bridge troll or a gremlin. I gotta CRISPR out those, you know, the fetal alcohol syndrome genes. Asmund chases water with Coke and being the face of Twitch hurts your soul. Asmongold's pretty sensible though. I like Asmund. What's up, Hawker? How's it going, dog? I thought it was all of the staffers, both Democrat and Republican. Maybe it was all of the staffers. I'm not sure. I'm not sure now. I thought it was Republican, but if it's all of the staffers, that's even crazier. I don't think that's true, but maybe if that's true, even better. Assuming 60, 40 Republican staffers, roughly 50%. Maybe. I don't know. If Nick, a bit of Nick was, if Nick was allowed to have stayed on YouTube, he would be the #1 live stream in the world. He would be up there. He would be up there. I don't know if he could. Like, what's like the biggest streamer right now? Like, period. Maybe like high Sonat or ISO speed. But how many, like, do you think those guys are botting? So there's a lot of botting going on, like on Twitch in general. Everybody knows that. And yeah, I seriously doubt that Nick is botting. I don't think he's botting. No. Make her take meth while she's pregnant. The baby will have a leg up. Yeah. You gotta take your supplements, bitch. Asmon was a good unk, and his mom was a Nick fan before Asmon. True, true. Yes, even Aiden bots. I remember he was talking like last time when we were what were we watching? We were watching the collab, or at least the start of the collab. And he was talking about the big botting problem on Kick.
Amaranth's husband and Asmongold to put on the Kick Award show. It's not going to just be Kick Awards. We're going to do streamer awards, and we're going to do the real awards. We're going to also give out clips to retards. Nick Fuentes deserves a fucking award, am I right? So we're going to give out awards to people on the internet who actually deserve awards. And non-biasness, none of that gay-ass bullshit, oh, LA friends. We're going to give out some fucking awards
Yeah,
to
what's
people
wrong
that
with
deserve some
bots?
fucking awards. I'm going to team up with...
Nick is happy to be allowed a platform. I think botting is beyond him. Yeah, I don't think he bots. I don't. That would also just be really stupid to do. Like, why would you risk getting banned on like the one platform you're allowed to be on and ruin any other kind of political ambitions you have? It just doesn't make sense. So I don't think he bots. It's uncharacteristic and I think counterproductive. Like, he wants to get the message out there to get high IQ, elite human capital into positions of influence and power. He already, like, he knows that the game is rigged against him, so being the number one streamer on any platform, like, it's not like like back in the cozy days, like, that's not gonna help him, you know?
Rikazu inspected the damage on Wednesday in Hiroshima Prefecture. Some farmers say they lost as much as 90% of their harvest.
That's not good.
They include Nabara Daisuke in Kure City.
Do I still hate Tucker? Hate is a strong word. I'm still skeptical of Tucker, as everyone should be. You know, part of the problem, part of the reason why we're in the mess that we're in, is people look at politics as like they see somebody and like, oh, I like him, I like what he says. And it's like, yeah, that's the point. But who is he? Whose interests does he represent? What does he really believe? So I think it's not like a matter of do I trust or not trust maybe, or do I like this person, do I hate them, but are they useful? Does Tucker offer utility? Yes, I think is the answer. I think Tucker going out and extending an olive branch to Nick and parroting many of Nick's talking points and becoming more critical of Israel and really being part of that wedge splitting the GOP, I think that is beneficial. I think that is a great development, because you're seeing how it's forcing the GOP to change. Heritage Foundation just came out and they're coming out against H1B. It's like fucking Heritage Foundation. They are part of the problem. So if they feel compelled to change their rhetoric, that's overall a good thing. That doesn't mean you can trust these people. That doesn't mean you should buy into them, per se. But it means that the consensus, the rhetoric has sort of been cemented, and it's forcing these political operators to play along our rules, to play ball with us, because Nick is now essentially the gatekeeper, and that's a good thing. Like, the power has totally shifted. The locus of power has shifted away, from the institutions, from the establishment, and more towards Nick and America first. So if you're not cool with Nick, then that's really bad for your political career now. So, because like, you know, the streets are different, you know? And so for all of these politicians and political, like, especially if they want to get reelected, they can't piss off the base, and the base is just totally fed up. And so it'll be interesting how this all develops. And if I'm really going to be schizo about it, you have to wonder what Tucker's motivation is. And I think part of it is to stay relevant for his own career's sake. Because his attack on Nick totally backfired. And we can't forget that happened. Like, Tucker could have invited Nick on the show like 6 months ago. Or even years ago. And granted, that probably would have been much more detrimental to Tucker's career. But of course, it's after the generational run, after a multiple failed, only the most recent hit piece against Nick, that he finally felt compelled to invite Nick onto his show and have a dialogue. It's like, okay, well, let's not forget everything that led up to that moment, but it's still a good thing. And so you have to wonder, what is Tucker's end game? And if I'm really to be like a schizo, you would have to wonder if Tucker's positioning himself to try to usurp Nick in the event of some untimely event, or and I don't want to will this into existence, but not will, but speak this into existence. But like if something were to happen to Nick, and Tucker's positioned himself to be the Nick at home, the Nick light, hey, it's just like America First, but with Tucker Carlson. You guys love Tucker Carlson. You know, you have to wonder, what is his end game? I don't think it'll play out exactly that way, but I can see that motivation being part of it. This is another attempt, maybe, to, instead of attacking Nick, canceling him, banning him, pretending like he doesn't exist, they want to smother Nick. They want to chum up with him to try to control him. Now he's got a seat at the table. They want to like glaze him the way they glazed Trump, try to influence him in that kind of way, I think. Hey, we don't really hate Israel, right? Something along those lines. I think it's a change of tactics. And that's ultimately politics. Like, I'm not saying Tucker wants Nick dead per se, but he certainly wants to have influence and power. And so he recognizes the way the winds are blowing, recognizes Nick isn't going anywhere. He's only becoming more popular, and so he's jumping on that train. And it's a smart move. So they're looking for any possible reason to burn Nick. They'll keep trying. Nick doesn't bot if he bots. He'd try to shill and not get. I don't think he's botting at all. Apparently, Speed walks around the Prez. I can't believe how popular he got within 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch his content, but he seems like a high energy guy. I can kind of see it. When Nick was briefly on Spotify, he jumped ahead of Candace Owens. I don't think that was organic. What? Nick hopping in front of ahead of Candace Owens wasn't organic? And it wasn't even Nick on Spotify. It was some fan that uploaded his show. So Tucker was interviewing Nikki Haley's son, and it was still tone policing halfway truth BS. Well, look, if you watched, and this is what we reacted to that interview with Nick and Tucker, and Tucker made a lot of sly attempts to control the framing and paint Nick in a negative light, and we picked up on that. So he's not as dumb or as ignorant as he makes himself out to be. I think he's very smart, actually, and calculating. Tucker calling Nick a gay kid in his mom's basement to basically agreeing with everything he says is hilarious. Yeah, I think there's more to it than that. You know, I think it's a change of strategy. Tucker keeps pretending that he educated Nick on hating all Jays. Bizarre. Yeah, dude, people lie about Nick's positions all the time. like, it's kind of like, it's at the point where it is frankly pretty disqualifying. Like if somebody says, oh, Nick just hates all the Jews, it's like, okay, so like either you're just like a shill or you're just retarded and you don't know what you're talking about. Because he said on every, like pretty much every occasion, he goes on one of these mainstream shows, he clarifies his position. It's like, how many, so you're just fucking ignorant then. You're either not doing your homework, in which case you're like a retarded mediocrity, or you're not being honest. Neither of those are really good for you. So let's not forget Tucker was still being a snake during Nick's interview. Yeah, Tucker was playing dumb. Yeah, so he's positioning himself. It's politics. And I think Nick definitely picked up on that. He's not stupid. He knows what's up. When Nick attacked Rupert Murdoch, did you see how quickly Tucker defended Murdoch? My schizo side believes Tucker and Murdoch never broke up. Tucker was just reassigned to the corral of the far right. That's what it seems like, yeah. You have to speculate. Because that's how, these agencies work. That's how this network works. They're not transparent. That's the point. So. Oh, you got that wrong? You think it was organic about Nick's jump on Spotify? You're programmed by the poop people. Yeah, I mean, I would think it would be organic. If nothing else, because people would check out the hype. Oh, Nick's on Spotify? Let's check it out. But it was a fan, I believe, that re-uploaded his show. They can't beat you, they try to slander you. Yeah, they just lie about people all the time. Tucker just sounded dumbfounded the whole time, like, wow, really? Off every statement. When he knows exactly what he's saying. Yeah, it's like, dude, like, I know that this has been talked about to death, but when he was like, what is porn? Like, really, dude? Really? I know, at best, that's a rhetorical question. At worst, that's just like a dumb leading question. If you want to introduce the topic of porn and its effects, like, just ask a more pointed question. But asking such like a blunt, like, open-ended question like that, obvious question, really, like, what is porn? I think we all know what porn is. It's like, what are we doing here? You can't be serious. What's your angle? So yeah, he acts like a retard. Yeah, I'm just a guy that doesn't know about anything. I'm just asking questions. It's like, no, you're not, dude. You're from the affluent East Coast. You worked in the CIA. Your dad worked in the fucking CIA. You worked in media for over 20 years. You know all these people. You're friends with the president. You're rubbing elbows with all the smartest and most and wealthiest, most influential people in America. It's like, you're telling me you're just some ignoramus? If that's true, then nobody should listen to you. But clearly you're not. So you're not. You're playing a character. You're not telling the truth. Maybe you could argue that's rhetorical. But I think the objective is to disarm the audience so it could come off as more likable and persuasive. And you should be wary of people like that are not forthright. They're not honest. They're not telling you who they are, and they're not presenting themselves honestly. That's the sign. Those are the signs of a shyster. So I remain skeptical about Tucker, but regardless, I give him credit. It's still a good development. It was a good interview. It was a good development.
No, it's not blacks. No, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, Jews are running society. Women need to shut up. Blacks should be in prison for the most part. And we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
Some of you fucking idiots are gonna eat this shit up. Some of you fucking guys, some of these goys are gonna just eat this shit up. No, e-girls. She threw up a Roman? She's perfect. Oh, she's so based. She's not like the other ones. Dude. Permanent revolution. We just need to, like, constant purges from AF, I swear, man. Some of you guys are getting a little too comfortable with the gooning. Some of you guys are getting a little too comfortable with the e-girl stuff. It's no e-girls. I mean, this was inevitable as the movement got bigger and bigger and bigger, but dude, The pick me shit. But whatever, man. I mean, look. Every rock star has his fangirls. These e-girls aren't brown enough for you, you'll be alright. Yeah, don't ask a white nationalist the color of his girlfriend. Alright.
Honestly, I give him about like a 8.5.
Come on. So now,
yo, you rated me an 8.5? Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it.
Honestly, I give him about like a 8.5.
Dude, it is crazy. It is funny seeing clavicular blow up like that. So this is one thing I also wanted to react to, and I'm probably gonna start making more shorts. I am actually gonna make more shorts. I'm gonna try to do like a daily short of sorts. I think that's probably the best way to grow. And I'm just gonna react to clips and shit. So this will probably be my first clip I'm gonna react to. I've got like a list of ones that I want to get to. But like, dude, Pearly Things absolutely fucking deleted Lila Rose in this clip. And it's like totally deserved. Chicks always go where the wind blows because they don't think for themselves and they stand for nothing. Remember that. They're not principled, so don't take them seriously. They make fun of Cash Patel, but fall for this shit. Real. Real. Some men are just destined to be made a fool. But anyway. This is like, when we talk about like gender roles and shit, and how a lot of these like trad calf women are not really trad at all, and they're actually feminists. This is like a clear display of that. Like Pearly Things, you know, a girl that like fucks black guys is like in many ways unironically more trad than Lila Rose. At least more based.
It's not like men are given advice that is not on morality. It's not like there's a special morality just for men when it comes to sex and a special morality for women. The sexual morality that we're given, not by me, not by you, by God and natural law, God's natural law, and also you can see it through divine revelation and the tradition of the church, is a morality for both men and women, married and unmarried, and its core is chastity, which is virtue. Men are called to it and women are called to it. And when men aren't living virtue or women aren't living in virtue, both of them can become increasingly haywire, we hurt each other, then the war of the sexes commences. So speaking against porn is not just about men, it's about men and women.
Yeah, I think that you will lose more people than you help because no men want to be nagged by women about what they should and shouldn't do. And as I've said before, any woman that tells men what to do is a feminist because you are applying that you have authority and you are equal. And I don't think you are. So I would say we are subordinates.
Well, I think men and women are made equal in dignity before God, and they're both made in the image of God.
Do you believe in the
But
natural? Do you believe in the natural order?
If I can ask you a question, would it be okay if I ask you a question?
Do you believe in the natural order of the world?
I absolutely do. Would it be okay if I asked you a question?
So that would be a hierarchy, correct?
It includes order and hierarchy. Yes, I agree with that.
So again, it just goes back to the same question. The war of the sexes, I would say, is women challenging men's authority. And I would argue that you are the same as a blue-haired feminist. Because by nagging and telling men what to do, you are doing the same thing. You are implying that you are equal, which is what feminism fought for. So anyways, I will unmute you, but I do want to show that you are also interrupting me. So
yeah. Pearl, muting your guests is a very disrespectful thing to do.
Okay, and I'm going to do it again.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, again, you can nag these simps. You can't nag me.
Damn.
I don't know how much she's muting me.
Let's go.
If she's just going to keep muting me, I don't know there's a point of being able to have a discussion.
Okay.
So I don't know how much she's joking about muting me constantly. I don't know. I don't see her muting, so I don't know how much she's doing it. But it might make sense to not to have the conversation if she can't have it in good faith.
Yeah, you can.
It's a really bad faith conversation if she's just going to mute.
I'm having a good faith. The problem is here's the challenge. Actually,
can you hear me? Am I muted or not?
You get to go on these. You go on these shows and you do over.
Can you hear me?
and you're kind of used to doing it. So it's again,
Pearl, can you hear me right now?
Signaling.
Pearl, are you listening? Can you hear me? Okay.
I do hear you.
If you continue to mute me, I don't even know when you're muting me or not. I'm not going to be able to have a conversation with you. I don't think you're acting in good faith right now. So I'm gonna have to end this stream with you if you're gonna continue to mute me.
Let's go.
Yeah, you can't stop me. Look, it's either submit to the rules of the show or don't.
Okay,
Just, I'm always waiting for these like feminine women to show me their submission, and they just never can.
So are you going to continue to mute me during our conversation, or is it going to be a good faith conversation?
If you overtalk me, I will mute you. Yeah.
Okay. I think we're gonna have to close
Bro,
out. Bro,
absolutely
because you need to let your
mogged.
audience decide who's over talking who.
Absolutely
All right,
fucking mogged. Absolutely fucking ripped apart. W Mudshot. W Pearl. Bro, she ate. She fucking ate. Absolutely fucking demolished. That was incredible. Fucking W. Oh shit. These fights stinks. Pearly is competing with Clav for being more savage. Bro, that was such a big W. Yeah, she ate and left no crumbs, dude. It's so true though, man. So many of these women, these like trad Christian women that say that they're following the Bible and they're believing traditional values. They're not fucking traditional. They just attack men from a different angle and hide behind the Bible. Hide behind their faith. And really use that as a cudgel to beat men with. But this time they're doing it from the trad cath angle. It's like, no, bitch. Your job is to be quiet. Your job is to submit to your husband and shut the fuck up. Not complicated. It's not rocket science. It's that simple. Yo, watch Clav's clip on Fresh and Fit where he was rating her. We watched that. We already watched the clips. So. Damn. I forgot about that. 37? She's 37? Charlie was what, 31? 31, 32? But she is like, what is she, like Dutch royalty or something? Not like royalty, but from a very affluent Dutch family. It was a political marriage. Damn. This is Clav a year ago. A person never made a mistake, never tried anything new. Bro has ascended. I think a lot of that is probably just slimming down, you know? Which tends to happen to young men, you know? You have puffier faces and whatnot when you're going through puberty, and as you age, you know, it thins out. It leans out. Yeah, he's 19. Clav is 19. Bro looks kind of like he's 30, but, you know, is that the makeup? Geriatric pregnancy starts at 35. She's cooked. Well, she already has kids, right? When do they have? I don't know when they had the. But yeah, she's old. Dude, Elijah Schaefer is just like first age now. That's okay. Can I just say this, man? I'm just gonna say, dude, Elijah Schaefer is just like embarrassing. Like, did you see like the picture he posted, dude? He's just like a goober. He's just like a fucking goober. What is wrong with this guy? You know, like, did you guys see the picture he posted the other day? He like posted like I'm scrolling through my fucking Twitter, and I'm like at the gym, right? And then there's like a shirtless pic where like it's like you could like it like cuts off like right above his dick, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? What's wrong with you, man? Aren't you married? Don't you have kids? Showing off his like physique like that. You're dropping little like fucking like homosexual booby traps. I can't like browse Twitter in public. People are gonna look at me like, whoa, dude, what are you looking at? No, dude, you don't get it, man. It's Twitter. It's the feed. It's not my fault. Twitter's trying to make me look gay. It's not. But like seriously though, like, dude, stop. It's like, dude, every time like gay people do some fucked up shit, like they have like a pride parade, for example, right-wing Twitter's like, look at this gay man, look at this gay man with his fucking penis out. Look at it. There are children around. How could you do that? They're like reposting it ever. Can you guys not put gay porn on my fucking timeline? You fucking weirdos. Look at this naked gay man walking through San Francisco. Isn't that sick? Isn't that disgusting? This is what the left wants your kids to see. This is what you want me to see, you fucking freak. Get this shit off my fucking timeline. What the hell, man? Retards. Fucking retards, man. I hate it. Ugh. Yeah, thirst trap. Yeah, I mean, we all know what's going on there. I mean, Elijah also hired Sarah Stock. It's like, all right, okay. Like, okay, all right. Wow, first a week with Teal and SF, now thirsting for Elijah at the gym. Bro. Dude. Fucking right wing is just filled with, like, if not, like blatant homosexuals, a lot of, like, just homosexual fucking behavior, man. Like, just stop. There's another word I would use, but I'm on YouTube. It's like, enough.
Oh, okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So we're gonna vote, because we need like a good drink. Yeah. Okay, good. I can't drink that. You can't, but mommy will, okay? Okay, ready? 1, 2.
So she sees her kid twice a week, and on the days she gets to see her kid, she decides to get blackout drunk on red wine. You don't even want to be a mom. Just give the father full custody. The kids will be better off with the dad. Satan owns our country. And the women are out of control. The women are just going along with it. Satan is their daddy.
So true, King. So true. There's a reason why he's in South America. Yeah. Yeah, did you see that clip where he was like, who was asking him that? It was Gavin was asking him because he said he was in what was it? It was it Ecuador? El Salvador? I forget which Latin American country he was in. And he asked him, what were you doing there? And Elijah's like, well, I'm like an envoy of sorts. Like, a guy was like, okay, what were you doing down there? It's like I have like friends in the government. What? Bro, how did you just self-report that hard? What the fuck? Like, that went from like not being conspicuous at all to just like, are you like a foreign asset? Like, what? Worst foreign asset ever. Of course it would be to like a Latin American country, not like a serious country like Russia or China. They would want somebody more competent. Like fucking El Salvador or like Ecuador. I forget which country it was. Like, bro. Too retarded to be like a CCP asset. Like some Ecuadorian asset. Okay, now tell them how good Latin America is, yeah? Yes. You know, like, oh, Nick tweet? Is he going live? Ah. Big show. Big show tonight. Bro cheats on his wife in Ecuador, and his quickest response is to say he's a traitor. Yeah, dude. That's crazy. The worst unforced error we've ever seen. Oh, actually, shit. What's worse? Like, this guy thought that being like a double agent, being an asset to a foreign government, was better than cheating on his wife. That's crazy. Gavin's face in that clip just made me bust. Bro, that shit. Let me find that. Let me find that. Was it Ecuador?
His bag showed up, mine didn't. I called American Airlines, like, I don't know where your bags are.
Why are you going to El Salvador?
Because I worked. I'm friendly with the government down there. I work in. Let's just say I liaison from the interests of America are in El Salvador, and I help represent some of those interests. And so, basically, I go down there. I have safe haven down there. I have a safe house. I have people.
Are in El Salvador,
and
I help advocate for those interests, bro. I
get my family.
Just replace El Salvador with Israel, bro. With the okay, dude. Bro, dude. Elijah self-reported. Interests of America, his dick is in El Salvador, Latina pussy. Astute observation. Bro, he like posts shit like this. Yeah, he was down there with Bukele, right? What are you doing? Is this like an Andrew Tate impersonation? But that's, dude, the picture he posted yesterday, I'm just like, dude, stop.
You're going to grow up and become a man. One of these days, you're going to grow up and become a man. And when you do, you're going to look back with remorse and embarrassment on the time you spent advocating white supremacy and crying on the internet when someone criticizes bigotry and mass murder.
So true, Spexo, so true. The internet is forever.
On yourself using phrases like race traitor.
Dude, just look at this fucking guy. Negative, cancel, tilt, opinion discarded. Opinion discarded. Sub 5, opinion discarded.
You're so embarrassed. And you're going to go out.
Look at his fucking beard, man. I guess I shouldn't talk. I've got some scruff, but I don't try, like, I'm not like trying to make a beard thing. I'm just too lazy to shave. This is just like, dude.
Fuentes and his people, they represent a dying, thank God, a dying ideology. But the problem is, as
a dying ideology,
dies, as that worldview dies, it apparently is.
Look at this four-eyed freak. Wait, look at this four-eyed freak. Look at this four-eyed freak.
And so that's my concern. One of these days, you're gonna grow.
Fucking glasses, so. Okay, I actually can't see anything on my screen. I gotta put these bad boys back on. I should get laser eye surgery or something. I'm tired of wearing glasses, man. Oh, Visegrad. 20-year-old American girl posts herself moments before arriving in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. For her solo trip around the country? That can't be real. Solo trip around the country. Okay. Something tells me that's not real. Nick live yet? Nope. Chuck Schumer would disagree with Matt. Nick is ascendant. Yeah. What a just, if nothing else, what a terrible prediction.
Stop, bro.
Stop.
We're not doing this. It's too late.
Stop.
It's too late. It's too late.
Mood, bro. I'm not in the mood. Yeah, I'm not in the fucking mood. So, you keep posting those videos.
Sub 5.
Hey, your Ramus is only 180 degrees. You have a reverted maxilla. You have a recessed maxillum.
Your scalpulum is not even at a 90-degree angle, dog.
Bro, look at, dude. Are you really trying to mock, like, it's not working, bro.
Fix your scapulation.
It's like you didn't get pressed.
Oh yeah, that's the girl from the podcast.
Oh, hands on the body.
That's funny. I used to like Walsh from the docs he made. Now you hate him. Yeah, well, everyone's got to grow up eventually, right? Wigger will never mog. Is that guy even white? Where was that?
Alright, you know that.
Looks more like Middle Eastern. Claudia Shamak show me my anti-Semitic post before telling my W Mexicans, man. Ah, Credo. That guy was Muslim, yeah. Who could ever hate that dude unless they feel insecure about themselves? True. True. Dude, a lot of people don't like Clav because, like, you know, they're jealous. Hey, it is what it is. Alright, guys. Nick is going live. Everybody tune in. Go watch Nick. I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna start, I think, well, I will start releasing some shorts. See how that goes for a while. So be on the lookout for that. Speaker number 1. Thanks. My free Mexican show is starting. True. True. We love Mexicans, don't we? We love Mexicans. Dude, Mexicans are so funny. The thing I love about Mexicans, maybe the most, they have such like a good sense of humor. They just know how to laugh at themselves, you know? It's just a good time. You know, I just love that. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to know when I go live. Stay up to date. Follow all my socials in the description. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. W Nick. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time. I will go live tomorrow. Earlier, hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. But I'll catch you guys all later. Catch you guys. Yeah, okay. Take it easy.